Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It has been a while since we have done a Kitbash showcase featuring our beloved Birdmen, but as today is such a fantastically epic day with some new Kroot being shown off by Games Workshop, I think it's the perfect time that we take another look at one of my most popular Kroot Kitbashes. This is my Kroot Commander Farsight. As you can probably tell by the size and just the overall, craziness of this guy, if you were to attempt the same Kitbash, you could probably use him as any number of things. You could probably use him as a freaking Kroot Demon Prince if you wanted to. Currently in games, I've been using it as the Mega Melee Tau Commander, where you give him the Onager Gauntlet and the Thermo New whatever projector flamer melee thing. Just because that's the fightiest character in the Tau. My little bit of made up lore and backstory, I think, what did I name this guy? I named him Scare Rass or something. Basically he is he doesn't talk, he's almost like a mythical creature. Think of kind of like the Sanguinor for the Blood Angels, he's always off in the jungle by himself, but he appears in a great time of need to a Kroot kindred that needs his help or whatever, and basically just hurls himself into battle, all melee, no regard for his personal safety. So that is why he has his little attendant there with the stolen Tau plasma rifle, to just kind of watch his back and help keep him safe, because he's just hurtling into melee. And I'll talk a little bit more about my thought process behind the model as I explain how he was made. So if you're new here or you haven't seen one of these before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk through how I made him, what the steps were, what the thoughts were behind it, where all the bits are from kind of thing. And as I'm talking, I'll have the kits or the models that those parts are from popping up on the screen, and we'll just kind of go through it like that. But real quick, first I'll just do a little size comparison. So we got here's a normal Kroot carnivore. So as you can see, he is, towering over that guy as he should, because he's representing Farsight, or a Tau Commander, which is, like a 7 to 9 wound model, give or take. So he's obviously going to be quite a bit bigger than a little 1 wound Kroot here. So I'll move those back out of the way. I guess I'll start with the easiest part, and I'll try to keep it all nice and in focus. So his little attendant here, I guess I should say the first thing, the base model for this is the, what's he called, Radikar the Beast, which is an Age of Sigmar big vampire werewolf monster guy, and he comes with 2 of these little vampire attendant guys. And they are actually, their dimensions, their proportions, they're very similar to Kroot. They're very, thin and lean. Their legs kind of bend the same way. So what I did was I took that guy, his torso, replaced it with Tau arms, and just Tau arms. I gave him a green stuff cloak, just because they have kind of a hairy back, and I was just kind of hiding that. It's a 3D printed Kroot sniper head with the cool tactical goggles there, and then this is a modified plasma rifle, just to make it look a little bit more unique. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting that to focus. So it's in its part, the back part is Kroot Tau, either plasma or carbine or pulse rifle, and then the front is a plasma gun and a little bit of straps or whatever added to it. I think I modified the bottom a little bit just to make it look different. But so that's that little guy. In terms of the base, this cool stump that he's standing on, that comes with the base. I've added all of these. Some of these are real sticks like this. Some of them are fake. I've got a little video on how I do these jungle bases. It's up on the channel if you're interested in that. But so we got the jungle base. I added this skull, this dead Tau Fire Warrior here. The torso is from an Age of Sigmar. I think it's one of the undead sets, but so it's a dead human. And so what I did was, so it's a dead human. I added the spike by drilling a little hole here, drilling a little hole here, and that's just a piece of sprue that I trimmed to look like a spike. And then the head for that undead, or that dead guy, is the mouth is already kind of hanging open. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little bit better. Yeah, the mouth is already hanging open. So all I had to do was cut the top half of the head off and then replace it with a Tau head, and I like gouged out the eyes and scraped it all up and looked super, like he's been really brutally murdered, and I'll get to why in a second. We've also got an Impale Tau Commander, Crisis Commander suit head impaled over here, a couple little skulls and things, but yeah, so that's the base. So now onto the model itself, as far as what is actually Radukar the Beast. So the legs, the torso, and his, if we're looking at it from here, this arm, his the left side arm, are from the actual model. Even the blood dripping off the hand is from the real model. I had to trim and adjust a little bit. So if you look, I've given him more the actual Kroot hand shape, the four-fingered hand with the two thumbs, and all I had to do was trim off one of the fingers and then cut another one and then reposition it slightly to make that work. So he's got the proper Kroot hand on there, dripping blood and gore. He's got several more, sorry it's blurry, there you go, a couple more decapitated Tau up there, a little bit of green stuff on the bottom of that head to make it that nasty ripped up neck, just a little green stuff strap there that's meant to be holding them on. I had to scrape off some of the like vampire iconography and stuff from the armor, but that wasn't too big a deal. And now, so this arm is from a Tau Cold Star Commander. And my thought behind this, I thought it was kind of cool, is like that this guy YOLO'd in and killed a Tau Commander, but in the process his arm got all like burned up, maybe as a Tau Commander with a bunch of flamers and stuff. So they just ripped the armor off that guy and slapped it on him to cover up the burn marks. And I tried to paint it and model it in such a way with the green stuff that it looked like, sorry, that's not focusing very well, that it's like the skin that's underneath there is a little bit discolored and kind of burned up. But that was my thought process there, just to give him a more interesting arm. And then I green stuffed the hand to give it the more Kroot hand shape. If it'll focus there. So it's got the four fingers of a proper Kroot hand. So the weapon is from the Age of Sigmar Crypt Horror kit. It's for they're holding like a bone mace. And then so what I did, so it's the hand and the shaft from that bone mace. And then these are Tyranid claws and horns that I've attached with like what would have been like vines, and so that's just made from green stuff, just make some like green stuff rope and whatever and wrapped it all around there, all cool. So in theory it means that this guy has also been killing some Tyranids and strapped himself together a fancy little scythe here. As with all my kitbashes, I try to like even if it's ridiculously different like this, like obviously this looks nothing like Commander Farsight. I try to get all the war gear right and like the different aspects of it that way correct. So Commander Farsight has a plasma gun, so that's why he's got a little attendant with a plasma gun, and he's got a big ass sword thing, so that's why he's got a cool melee weapon like that. I originally had tried doing like have the plasma rifle like mounted to his shoulder or something, but it just didn't really look right, and I ended up happier with it like this anyway. So that is that. Moving on to his wings. The wings are also from that Cryptor kit. That's a fantastic kit for bits for like this size of model. If it just comes with a ton of extra. So the bits are just attached with green stuff. Spin them around. And as you guys know, like I'm no pro green stuff sculptor, so it's a little bit messy here and there. Definitely could have done a slightly better job, but as I said, like I purposely made this part kind of all fried up looking and like it's like burn scarring. I maybe could have painted it a little bit more lightly colored maybe right there, just to show that's what that was meant to be, but it was meant to be like that this whole side got kind of doused with a flamer. But so the wings attached nicely to his back. And then Radukar has like some weird like hair and stuff going down here. As you can see, I left some on his legs. But so I covered up some of that with this cloak. He already has the cloak in the front there. So then I just continued that. Actually, you know what? No, that's wrong. He has like a wolf cape. So when you remove the cape, you've got a big area that needs to be covered up. So the little bit of cloak in the front was like going into the cape, so then I just continued that with more cloak going down the back. The head is a 3D print from Felix the Crazy, of course. That's where I get all my Kroot parts. And then I've modified it a little bit with green stuff. I bulked out the jaw a little bit, and then I extended the neck quite a bit to give him this super menacing, you know, kind of hunched forward look with his neck. And that is pretty much it. One thing that I wish I would have done that it bothers me now, although it's kind of funny, is I left Radukar's bare little booty here, and I didn't give him like the little Kroot tail. Here, I'll grab a Kroot model just so you can see. Like most Kroot have like this little like nubby tail on the back. So I wish I would have done that in retrospect, and maybe someday I'll go back and fix that up. But overall, I still think he's one of my favorite Kitbash models I've ever done. He's super imposing and impressive on the battlefield. And playing him as that Tau melee commander, he's always done really well in game. He's done a lot of cool things. Now that I'm starting a second Kroot army, which if you haven't followed the channel super closely, you might not have heard me say it, but I'm doing a Kroot demon army. So they're Kroot that are like really like they've taken their like evolution way down the wrong path. You know, they've ate too many of the wrong things. They're starting to devolve themselves into more monstrous creatures, and so they're not like fully corrupted. They're not like, I'm not doing like tentacle Kroot and stuff, but they're Kroot that have strayed from the normal Kroot path, and they're kind of exiles of Kroot society. And so there's going to just be, it's an excuse to make tons of weird and wonderful monstrous Kroot that are more savage and even less like technological than current Kroot are. So like hardly any guns. We're talking mostly just like an excuse to make lots of monstrous weird Kroot creatures. So this guy could totally work in that army as well as a demon prince, and I have an idea for a different demon prince that I really want to make, but for now I might use this guy in that army as well for that once it starts going. I've barely started on that, so that's going to be like a project for next year. But yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. Sorry it's been so long in between videos for me. As I've said before, I'm in the process of like moving and a lot of other like personal things going on, so it's just like a super busy time for me. So been struggling to find time to hobby, let alone make these videos, but I do appreciate anybody watching. And if you do like what you see and you want to support the channel, the Patreon link is down below. But either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Now, I said that was the end of the video, but I lied. This is long overdue. What we're doing here is a continuation of something I used to do all the time in my videos, where I'm going to shout out a couple excellent fellow Kitbashers, and these are extra special because these two individuals are longtime supporters of the channel and longtime Patreon supporters as well. So without further ado, this first couple models are from Victoria Tornkvist. I apologize if I mispronounced your last name. I am terrible with that. Also, please, Victoria, if you have any social media that you'd like shouted out, please feel free to leave that in a comment down below, and I'll make sure that I like and highlight that. I don't believe that I know any of your social medias, but anyways, we have two really cool converted Kroot characters from Victoria. I'm not sure exactly what these both are in terms of in-game, whether they're meant to be like ethereals or shapers or whatnot, but both look super cool. Obviously making great use of those 3D printed bits, and has allowed her to make some really cool and unique poses. These are obviously two like cool shaman, spiritual leader type characters, and she really nails that tribal vibe of the Kroot. So excellent job, Victoria. And as I said, if you have any social media to shout out, please add that down below so that I can get that shouted out as well. Alright, next up is a man hopefully you guys will all recognize. He has made appearances in many of my different streams and is always the first one to comment. He has been a supporter of the channel for longer than I think anybody, and certainly one of the most vocal. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Penguin himself. Also an avid Kitbasher and Kroot fan, of course. And here he has done his own spin on my version of the Kroot Talks, where you use the Crypt Horrors as the base, and you basically make like big, jacked up bipedal Kroot rather than like Kroot Talks traditionally on all fours. He's gone a very different direction than mine. He's got this cool pale scheme going on, and these also honestly look like demonic Sonic the Hedgehogs with their bright blue spiky quills on the back. Now that's an option when you're building them. I forget what the other version of the Crypt Horror is called, but it's the flying one that has that spiky hair on the back, and it works really well with them. It's definitely his own take on the model idea that I had originally, and it looks super cool. Like I said, I like the pale skin with the bright blue quills on them. Looks really cool. Now, apart from Kroot, Penguin also has quite a few other armies on the go. He's also really big into 3D printing. But another interesting way that he's shown me how he saves money and also like comes up with a really cool effect rather than just 3D printing it is he uses hot glue to make his flame, and I'm assuming you could make other like similar sort of blasting effects with it. And I'm not sure exactly his process. I think he said that he uses like a thin metal rod and then kind of shapes the glue around it. I would have to see a video or something of how it's done, but as you can see here, it is very effective. He's made an infantry version, and he's made another one for his tank here. He's also sent me like a whole bunch of other mock-ups that he was working on for different factions. I know he has a Thousand Suns army in the works too, so I'm sure all those warp flamers would work very well for that. So let's give like a big round of applause for these two. As I said, they've been supporters of the channel forever, so it was really cool, and it was something I'd been meaning to do for a long time, to be able to feature some of their work. And of course, anybody else that would like to have me look at their work and potentially have it featured in a video, of course, feel free to send that in. I'm always happy to see it and have a chat with you about it at the very least, if I'm not able to fit it in a video. But yeah, so either way, thanks everybody for watching again. I really am going this time for real, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I probably will make something pretty soon just to have a little chat about those awesome new Kroot models that got shown off today, and just how amazing and how excited we are all about those. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.